Hey, good to see you and welcome to this week's video. It is Zoom call protocol, how to look and sound your best. Before I even launch in, let me just check in with you and inquire how you and your family are. I hope everybody is healthy and well and making the most of these unusual times. Since I know a lot of us are now having to communicate with one another through Skype and through Zoom, and a lot of us are still doing business, personal calls, but also professional calls. And so as I thought about kind of the rules of thumb and what is important, it really made me realize that a lot of the tips and tricks that I have as a newscaster and being in a television news environment actually play into this very, very well to help you look your best and sound your best and be your best while on video camera and communicating with one another and having some confidence that goes with that as well. Before I list all of these little tricky poos with you, please continue to follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter, nah, not my thing, but anyway, I'm there. Conversation always continues between every video, which is Thursday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I'm happy to have you there. So thrilled to have you on this platform. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel, ring the bell. You'll be notified every time I list a video. Makes it really easy. I come to you instead of you having to come and find me. All right, Zoom call protocol. Here we go. First and foremost, and this is something that will really help you in your confidence and how you feel you look on camera, and that is keeping it at eye level or slightly above. And here's why this is important. The camera in your laptop or your phone and your tablet is perfectly placed to really give you kind of an up the nose, three chins sort of a look because it is below. So what you want to do to get your device at eye level is to put something underneath your laptop, like a stack of books or some kind of a box or any way to set your phone, your iPad, your tablet, your computer at eye level. That way you can look straight into the camera and it's not looking up at you and giving you a really bad, unflattering angle. Another trick is to raise it even slightly above eye level. It has actually a slimming effect. That's a trick that's been used in photography forever, is to shoot slightly down on your subject. So start with eye level, see how you look. If you feel like you need to give it a boost, bring it up just a little bit. And that way it's shooting slightly down on you. But you don't want it too far from underneath. You don't want it too high from above. Again, right about here or right around here, looking down ever so slightly will give you a really nice look on your camera. And speaking of camera, the next thing is to actually look into the camera. And I know the temptation is to look everywhere, to take a look at the Brady Bunch grid and watch all your people, but it looks like your eye is kind of wandering and you're not really focused on what's going on. So the key is to actually look at that tiny little camera at the top of your device. And again, some little tip or trick, like taking a little sticky or something and putting it next to that camera, will remind you of where it is that you need to look. But having that eye contact there, now granted, you may have to divert attention a little bit, look at some kind of a graphic or presentation, and that's fine. But when you're speaking to your group, it's best not to look at your group, but to look at the camera so it looks like you're actually talking to them. And I know it's a hard thing to do because your eye is naturally going to want to dip below and take a look at all the players that are there, but talking to them means actually looking slightly above them and reading into that camera. Number 3 on my list is sound like a pro. I know it sounds funny, but when you sound better, you actually look better. And there's a huge difference between using the microphone built in your device versus having something that has a microphone built in for you. So what I would really encourage you to do is, if you have to rely on the mic in your computer, keep that computer close to you to help cut down on background and ambient noise. Also, isolate yourself in your house so that there's no noise in the background. The best option here is to use earbuds that might have a microphone in the cable, or my preference, wireless earbuds with noise canceling microphones. The goal here is to transmit your voice with a closeness and a warmth that commands attention on the other end. So play around with your earbuds. You're going to sound a lot better. In fact, let's do a little trick right now. This is audio with a microphone, and now I want you to hear it without the microphone. And now I have unplugged the microphone from the camera. And do you hear the difference? It sounds echoey and hollowy, and it doesn't sound personal at all. But the minute I plug in my microphone, bam, suddenly I am right there in front of you. Okay, so now that we have things sounding as they should, let's make them look as they should. And that is good light. The biggest mistake people make is just popping on their device in any little room, and you can barely see them. They look shadowy. They look awful. You don't want to look awful in your Zoom calls or Skype calls. And a few tricks when it comes to lighting here makes all the difference. The light that comes from a device screen is usually a shade of blue that will make you look somewhat ghostly. So you can add a warm light to your face, even like an incandescent bulb in a lamp. And if you combine that with some natural light from a window, that gives you an even wash of light all over your face. Now watch out for backlighting, because if you've got too much backlighting, it cuts the light on you and it will make you look like a shadow. And also be on the lookout for some bright overhead lights, because any light that comes from straight down on your head through your face is just going to make you look really, really hollow under here and cast all kinds of shadows on your face. So you don't want to be underneath an overhead light. You don't want to have a window behind you. Make sure all that beautiful light is coming straight on in your face. And if you have to kick on an extra light right behind your device to help warm things up and brighten things up, I recommend that you do that. Number 5 on my list is background check. Watch what's going on behind you. Is the dog chasing his tail? Are the kids fighting over toys? Is something going on that shouldn't be going on in this Zoom call? Keep background noise to an absolute minimum. Please don't put unknowing people in the shot or anything with sensitive information. You're also going to want to try and maintain some distance between you and the background that gives a nice sense of depth instead of just having a wall behind you. The focus, however, needs to be on you. Your background has to be calm, noise-free, and consistent for that focus to remain on you. So pay attention to what's going on behind you. If this is a business call, make sure you don't have clutter behind you, because it speaks volumes about how you live your life at home translates into how you work in the office. So make it nice, neat, tidy, and professional. Number 6 on my list, hair and makeup. You can't forget these things at all, but don't overdo it either, because if you go too far, it shows that you're just a little bit out of touch with what's going on. Too little and you're not professional. A natural makeup application with nude and muted colors will look best. It'll give you a polished, not over the top look while still maintaining a sense of respect for the at-home work environment. If you'd like, you can reference a couple of my previous videos that I've done here on YouTube. One of them is Out the Door in 2 Minutes Makeup Challenge, and the other one is Simple Makeup Tips to Look 10 Years Younger, because hey, who doesn't want that? Especially now when all of this aggravation can age us. So with hair, make sure also you look like you didn't just get out of bed, run a brush through it. You don't have to overdo it. You don't need curls and a big old style. You know, you can slick it back, put it in a ponytail. Just make sure it's nice, neat, and presentable, clean, and classy. And speaking of class, let's move on to wardrobe. Pajamas, no can do. Tank tops, spaghetti straps, things that look like you're just lounging around the house, not professional. So what I recommend, and you don't need to overdo it either. You don't need a blazer and all the formality, but maybe just a little silk blouse or something with a collar or a button down. Nobody knows what's going on below, so you could have on shorts, leggings, or yeah, even a pair of jeans. That doesn't matter. You can keep it nice and casual. You don't want what you're wearing to distract from what you're saying. So let's also focus on jewelry if you are wearing any. Very, very small and light jewelry, maybe just a thin necklace, a simple pair of earrings. Looks like you made the effort, but again, you don't have earrings that are moving and bouncing around and taking away from what you're saying in the phone conversation. So simple, classy, bare basics really work well for this kind of situation. And number 8, last but not least on Zoom call protocol, how to look and sound your best, would be how you speak, your choice of language. And here's what tends to happen. We have a tendency to sort of let go of some barriers and loosen restrictions that I think need to be there. Things might get said in a home environment, language might get loosened a little bit, things that you wouldn't necessarily say in the office. office. So beware of any curse words, swear words, just loosening of language that's not quite work appropriate. Still keep it classy. If you need to reference, you can watch my 8 ways to keep it classy girlfriend video here on YouTube. Might bring in some other ideas for you as well. But I just think that it's very important to show our continued professionalism and respect for one another. So let's watch the language. Let's not use any curse words. Let's keep it positive. I know sometimes that we can use these situations to maybe vent and be frustrated. If you are needing that kind of conversation, maybe just dial in a friend, but let's not loop in coworkers with how bored we are, how mad we are, how frustrated, what's happening to us personally. You still have to keep that line of professionalism, so know what to say, when, and to whom. We are working from home. This is work, so just watch how you conduct yourself, and I think that you will master this and be very, very happy with how you look and sound and present yourself in these Zoom and Skype calls, to the point where your colleagues may be saying, whoa, what are some of your tricks? You look amazing. How did you do that? Why do you look so good and I look so shadowy and blech? Well, you can send them a link to this video. Comments and suggestions of what you would like to see in future videos from me. I am trying to tailor everything to what is happening in life so that they are real, relatable, and applicable. I think it's important to be sensitive to these times, but at the same time still maintain a sense of optimism, joy, and information. And I hope that I am providing that to you here. So whatever else you'd like from me, lay it on below, and continue to take good care of yourself. Be a good steward of how you are behaving and conducting yourself. Be a good steward of your thoughts, most importantly. This is a time when our thoughts can grow a little bit weary and negative out of frustration. So I really hope that you press into your faith. I really hope that you take hold of your thought process. If you find yourself going in a negative direction, right the ship, shift it back, get upright, get yourself in a healthy frame of mind, because how you think will impact directly how you behave. And we all need to be on our game during this time so that we can get through it and learn all kinds of valuable life lessons in the process. So with your Zoom call protocol, go out, be bold, and be blessed this week, and I look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 1 o'clock. Take care of yourself.